NotebookLM is quietly becoming one of Google's most powerful AI tools. But here's the deal. Most of us just see it as a simple notes app. Well, today we're going to bust that myth wide open. We're going to take on a real-world quest, planning a full 3-day trip to Iceland, and you'll see how NotebookLM morphs from a basic notebook into an absolutely incredible research partner. We've all been there, right? You're planning anything, really, a project, a vacation, and suddenly you are drowning. You've got like a dozen tabs open, random PDFs you downloaded forever ago, a whole mess of links and documents. It's just total information overload. And honestly, it's the #1 killer of getting anything done. So for our Iceland trip, this is our mess. We've got a PDF guide, some links for itineraries, a separate link for driving rules, a doc on weather, a budget spreadsheet, and another list of top attractions. I mean, it's all good stuff, but it's a total jumble. How in the world are you supposed to connect all these dots? Well, what if you didn't have to? What if you could just hand this whole digital pile of chaos over to an AI guide that could read everything, understand it, and build a coherent plan for you? That's precisely where NotebookLM comes in. All right, let's get into its first real power. So power #1 is this awesome feature called Deep Research. This is the tool that's going to take that mountain of digital files we just saw and forge it into one single structured plan. This is where we go from total clutter to pure clarity. Okay, so the most important part of this slide, and you've got to get this, is that last bit, from your sources alone. See, Deep Research isn't just some fancy search engine. It's a true research agent that works only with the documents you give it. What does that mean? No AI making stuff up, those hallucinations everyone talks about, and no pulling from random websites. The plan is built and synthesized from your handpicked information. And wow, look at this. This is that transformation in action. Remember that chaotic list of files? After we fed them all into Deep Research, this is what we get back, a complete structured outline. It gives us the itinerary structure, the full 3-day plan, a calendar for the season, a budget breakdown, and, get this, even critical weather and safety alerts. It literally blended everything into one smart, usable document. Okay, so a generic plan is cool and all, but it's not your plan, right? How do you make it truly yours? Well, that brings us to our second power. This is where NotebookLM stops just being a summarizer and starts becoming your personal travel coach. This is where the magic really happens. You can give it personal constraints. So I told it, hey, I'm a photographer, I really don't like long hikes, and I have a specific budget. And just look at the difference. The standard plan instantly becomes a photographer's dream itinerary. It prioritizes the most photogenic spots and cuts down on the hiking. It completely tailors the whole thing to what I actually want to do. Okay, now this is wild. I told it my budget was $800. But instead of just saying, okay, it actually checked my source files, realized my number was totally unrealistic, and came back with a much more accurate estimate of $1,000. It's not just a dumb robot following orders. It's validating my requests against the data, acting like a real coach to make sure my plan is actually possible. And it goes even deeper. It's not just about what it tells you. You can control how it tells you. This is a feature I bet most people don't even know exists, but it's so powerful. It's called the Configured Chat Panel, and it basically lets you build your very own version of NotebookLM. I mean, look at this. You can tell it exactly what you want. You want short, bulleted answers? Done. You need it to take on the role of a travel assistant and always bring up safety warnings? You can program that right in. You can change its tone, its structure, its entire personality to fit whatever project you're working on. All right, we've got a killer plan. It's personalized, but how do we know it's right? Let's be real, online sources, especially for travel, are constantly contradicting each other. Our next power is all about cutting through that fog to find the truth and really master the details. You can literally ask NotebookLM, hey, find the contradictions in my sources. And bam, look at this. One of our guides says a hot dog is $6. Another says 2. One says ice caves are only for summer. Another says they're year-round. It flags all these conflicts for you in the budget, the logistics, everything. So you can see exactly where your research doesn't line up. And honestly, referee is the perfect word for it. It doesn't pick a side. It's not telling you who's right. It just acts as a totally impartial ref, laying out all the conflicting info so you can be the one to make the final, informed call. It helps you tame the chaos of online info all in one clean space. So once you've refereed your sources and you know the facts, you actually have to remember them, right? NotebookLM has you covered there too, with built-in learning tools. So let's do a little pop quiz. If you're going to Iceland, you gotta know this. What are the 3 main landmarks of the Golden Circle? And boom, there's your answer. It can automatically create flashcards and quizzes right from your documents, basically turning your research pile into a study guide. It doesn't just summarize. It actively helps you learn the material, from iconic landmarks to critical safety rules, like the fact you need to keep your headlights on 24/7 in Iceland. So let's recap. We have deep research, crazy personalization, and tools to master the details. That's a really powerful setup. But what if I told you a leak just dropped that suggests all of this is about to get a massive, massive upgrade? And if this thing is real, it changes everything. Yup, the rumor is a direct hookup between NotebookLM and Google's beast of a model, Gemini. This isn't just some small update, folks. This could be a fundamental shift in how these two tools work together. So get this. The feature is apparently called Direct NotebookLM Import. Just picture it, you're in Gemini, and with a single click, you can pull in your entire NotebookLM knowledge base. All your sources, all your notes, your summaries, every saved response, instantly available inside Gemini. No more copying and pasting, no more jumping between tabs. And that is why this is such a huge deal. Think about it. Right now, NotebookLM is your perfect researcher. It's amazing for deep analysis and building that curated knowledge base. And Gemini? It's the perfect creator. It's fantastic at multimodal projects, coding, and real-time reasoning. This feature would fuse them together, creating a seamless workflow from deep research straight into final creation. This isn't just about convenience. This is about connecting a perfectly curated brain directly to a world-class creative engine. This could honestly be the single most powerful workflow Google has ever given us. The potential is just massive. So we've gone from a simple little notes app to a full-on AI research partner with a future that could connect it to one of the most powerful AIs on the planet. NotebookLM is seriously leveling up. It's ready for your next big project, your next trip, your next obsession. So the only real question left is, what quests are you going to tackle first?